happening, welcome to our stream. Yesterday we had very sketchy sound going in. You can type that like that.
How did you even type it that fast? Yeah, I just don't know. I have all these weird things with my computer. 2 minutes ago, the sound was on 100% volume. Now it's on 28. Close to another timeout. You're already close to getting timed out. No, I'm not sleepy. I'm just angry with this stupid computer. I just keep having problems. First, the camera wouldn't work, and then the sound is good, and I start to stream, and the sound is back to 28 for no reason. Everyone I've asked has no idea what causes that. My settings just go down to 28 on the mic volume, and I have to like raise it up manually every time I start a new application. Does anybody know any clue what that is? Happy Diwali. Alright. To my eye, I have this like nerve in my eye that's blinking for no reason. It's been a good morning. But I've had worse. First of all, the video, my Panda camera wouldn't work. Then my eyes started blinking. Then my volume goes down. But I think overall they're just minor problems, you know. We really shouldn't complain. Ripun Bonsal, hey, it's Miro. Hey, what's up, Gita B? Yeah, no, the sound was on 100 when I started the stream, and then it went down to 28 for no reason whatsoever. It's crazy. It's just totally random. It can be in the middle of an application or before I start. The one thing that's sure is every time I start my computer, the mic volume is on 28. I bring it back up to 100. But you never know when it's going to go back down again to reset itself at 28. The right eye. Uh-oh. Alright, that's not good. In Hindu, my right eye is blinking. All here, Microsoft. I'm not a big fan of Microsoft or Google this morning. I hate them both. Not really a huge fan of Amazon either. All these, like, man, what are we gonna do? Ripun Bansal, let's take this challenge. So I'm taking challenges 5 plus 3. I'm actually not that sleepy. I've been awake for like 2 hours. But I suddenly had issues right before I started the stream. Yeah, does anyone else have the offer to install or upgrade to Windows 11? I mean, am I the only person that has that? And why am I the only person that I know that has that? We gotta play something different. He's killing me with this Italian game. This is boring. Boring. Actually, I went over our game from the stream yesterday. So, here we go. This was our analysis game from yesterday. I misplayed it in that game. So here's my chance to redeem myself. Yeah, now let me get this right. Didn't you submit a game against, you know, now that I think about it, didn't you submit a game against Azoria in the same variation? Or is that something different? Yeah, I know you submitted against me. We just did it last night. But I'm saying, didn't you have a game against Azoria in the same variation? Or was that something different? Yeah, I mean, we just analyzed that like 12 hours ago. Yeah. Well, that's what I didn't realize last night, you know, when I was going over the game. Because when I did the Azoria game, I looked at it from white side. And when I analyzed the game from last night, I looked at it from black's side, and I didn't put it together. He sacked on f2, but I didn't put it together that it was the same variation. So this is the Jabava thing, or different? You played knight c3 against me in the other game, so now you're going to the main continuation, I guess. Okay, if c5, what happens? Don't have a lot of pressure on that. If c5, pawn takes c5, bishop takes c5, bishop takes c5, knight c5. I mean, it's playable. Alright, another question. What happens on bishop a6? Rook e1, bishop a5. Knight d2, bishop d2, bishop d2, I guess. I'm gonna have to do further researches in this. Further researches will be necessary. A lot of options here. c5 somehow, although it's theoretically the right idea to attack the center and undouble my pawns, it looks a little early. Well, I could play c5. I mean, my d5 pawn becomes vulnerable. The bishop a6 just sort of attacks the heir. We're going to end up with our bishop trapped again if a5. Attacking the heir. There's always like routine development, but I'm not a huge fan of that. And then I was thinking queen e8. I don't know. c5. What are we doing here? Okay, he's in a pin, so I don't have to take immediately. Knight d2, bishop d2, bishop d2, I said. Ops-colored bishops. I'm not happy with this, though. What about pawn f6? I mean, pawn f6, e5. Pawn takes e5. Pawn e5, knight e5, queen f6. There's also c5 at some moment. The moment. When is the moment? c5, pawn takes c5. Bishop takes d2, bishop d2, knight c5. When is my moment here? I don't know. The white is just slightly better, and I'm low on time. Is queen a4 a problem? I don't know. Maybe. Did cross my mind. Wait, what? My eyes, but you made my eyes start blinking again. Involuntary eye. It's a nerve in my eye. Not in my eye, but in the outside of my eye. Repun says it's bad luck when it's the right eye. Now what do we do? Mm-hmm. I don't know, I get bored of saying the same thing, so I'm not even going to say it anymore. It's like a waste of time. We had a raid from Ginger GM yesterday, which I thought was nice. I haven't seen the guy in 25 years. The point, I mean, I think it was like 1996 or something. We played over the board in like 1994. It was a draw, it was a fun game. I sacked a piece for 3 pawns. I remember that. Wonder if he even remembers. He was a teenager the first time I played him. Like a young teenager. He was probably like 14 or something. And then we had some Blitz games subsequently. I don't know, but Frugia never seems to get older. I have some questions about his actual age. You know, I mean, seriously, I don't see how Frugia is still 18 or whatever. He's been 18 forever. Like, as long as I've been like 39, he's been 18. I mean, how is the guy literally, you know, still he's been 18 for like 6 years now. I don't see how it's possible. You know, I really don't. I mean, well, I remember like there are people who lied about their birth ages, their birth years before for competitive reasons. I knew one player who did. You know, so you could qualify for more junior tournaments and stuff like that. Yeah, I find it hard to believe that Frugia is actually 18. Alright. Sumaher, Gomez Garcia, VIP. We got a lot of players actually. Hey, it's Miro. So most of these players are subscribers, except for LV Bell and Spider-Man Web. If those guys are subscribers, because some people got gift subs, let me know. It's a common thing in football, people lying about their ages. Well, it's probably harder to verify someone from Africa or like Iran than it is from like a major Western country. I don't know. You know, you need to like see their birth certificate. But I assume he has proof. But it does seem weird that he's still 18. It seems like he's been around for years now. No, obviously a lot of people in the sporting world have like lied about their birth age. My dad lied about his age to get into the army in World War II. He said he was 18 when he was 17, which was illegal, but he didn't want to wait to get drafted. No, it's probably true, but it does seem like kind of weird. It seems like it's been forever he's been 18. I've aged like 10 years in the time since he's been 18. It feels like. I don't know. So Sumaher mainline. Mainline Orthodox variation, and you don't take on c4. So no Capablanca for you. Actually, I played Bishop d3. I am kind of sleepy. You know, honestly, I got an excuse. Yesterday I had my 3rd COVID vaccination, so maybe that's doing something to me. I don't know what got into me. I played Bishop d3 here. No. His move order is weird. Okay. His move order is weird. Because his move order is weird, Bishop d3 is alright, and then Knight bd7. So I didn't really do anything wrong. Yeah, you've played c6. I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway, whatever. Right, but the move order was wrong for both sides. Like, he did c6 before knight on bd7. And Botvinnik has that game in 100 selected games that I mentioned before. Correct. Like Botvinnik Alatortsev or someone. I don't remember. It was Botvinnik versus some random Soviet master. Uber driver expert of chess history. Excuse me, do you know if he's the youngest top 5 in history? Probably. I mean, what about Bobby Fischer? Fischer wasn't in the top 5, right? When he was like 18? My only guess would be Fischer. Who's Fischer? Do you have any idea why people's rapid rating? You're not talking about FIDE ratings again, are you? Repun? You're not asking me about FIDE rapid and blitz ratings, are you? You wouldn't do that to me. You're talking about Lichess, I hope. Dude, there's no tournaments. There are no tournaments. People don't want to pay money to FIDE to have rapid and blitz tournaments rated. There's thousands of classical tournaments and almost no rapid and blitz tournaments. That's why the ratings are wrong. It's like, statistically, people's rapid and blitz ratings are irrelevant. There are not enough tournaments for the ratings to be statistically relevant. Dude, there are like people who are 2400 who have 1900 blitz ratings and stuff. There's not enough players with established ratings. They probably shouldn't even have Blitz and Rapid ratings, honestly. I've only played in like 5 FIDE Rapid tournaments in my life and maybe like 0 Blitz ones. It's not online chess, you know. Nobody wants to pay like $50 to FIDE for every time you run a Blitz tournament to have the tournament rated by the great FIDE organization. Already they have a monopoly on classical, but of course the ratings are inaccurate. The only players who would be remotely accurate would be like the top 100, because they're the only ones who play in these tournaments, you know? Like nobody in the country where I live has an accurate Rapid or Blitz rating, practically. Maybe a handful of top grandmasters who have played in a bunch of international Rapid tournaments. No one has a Blitz rating. I have 0 FIDE Blitz games. It's crazy, dude. You think people are going to pay money to have FIDE rate Blitz tournaments? There's no way. Yeah, like the Rapid tournaments for elite players or something, like Gibraltar or wherever, you know. Some elite place. They have some FIDE. We've had here for like the last 10 years some Rapid tournaments, but they're very uncommon, you know. I've played, like I said, I've probably played in like 5 FIDE Rapid tournaments. Actually, there's one on Saturday. I could play in like a 9-round FIDE Rapid tournament on Saturday, but I don't see the point, you know. Like, spend my whole day so I can't win any prizes because there'll be like 7 grandmasters, and spend the whole day playing Rapid chess when I could work instead and make some money. It doesn't really make sense. Yeah, the UAE has a lot of money. I mean, the Arab countries, the wealthy Arab countries have a lot of money. Dubai, I mean, they're having elite tournaments there. But, you know, who plays in Dubai, Gibraltar, and the Isle of Man, you know? It's only like this elite crew of players. You have to be wealthy or your chess federation like pays for your trip. Average players can't play in these tournaments. Some strong Russian grandmasters have gotten gigs like as coaches for places like the UAE. Like move to Dubai to be a chess coach and stuff. They're scared to invite you. I've only played in FIDE Rapid tournaments here in Budapest. So I don't have much advantage here. It's equal. He traded 2 pieces. I don't think that I have anything. The Sleaze-O-Matic 200. Bishop d3. There's nothing there. What do I do now? Pawn takes, queen takes, bishop takes. Looks pretty lame. I thought I would play this, but it's nothing for white. Maybe I'm slightly worse. I have good control of the center, you know? Great. There's not enough pieces left for me to conduct an attack. Initiate attack. Position is approximately equal. Though he does have a better structure and a queenside majority. So I was thinking, oh, okay, I could play in this rapid tournament on Saturday. Last year I played, or 2 years ago I played. But it's like all day long, you know, from 9 a.m. until 4 in the afternoon. And the other problem is exactly what I'm saying. I actually have an accurate FIDE rapid rating. My FIDE rapid rating is like 2365 or something. Okay, so my FIDE rapid rating is I'm one of the few people who actually has an accurate rating, like close to my real strength. But the problem is, you go to the tournament and you play somebody who's, you know, a kid who's like 2400 FIDE, and his rapid rating is 1900. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to a tournament where I'm playing 1900s who are 2400 strength. Like, why would I want to do that? Like, I want to lose. Like, just sitting down at the board, you lost 6 rating points. You know what I mean? You automatically lose just by sitting down. No, I don't mean like 2000s. Oh, this? No. He doesn't play like a GM. He's just played me a lot, and he's not bad. I have a very good score against him. If you look, I mean, we're 87-11. But this is a solid game. He's played a solid game today. I'm as paranoid as the next guy. But I'm not going to go to a tournament where I'm automatically losing rating points sitting down. You know, that's the problem with the FIDE rating system with the Rapid. I play somebody who's, you know, like an IM, and their FIDE rating is, or let's say FIDE Master Kid, and their Rapid rating is what, you know, 1900. Well, no, I don't want to do that. Hold on a second. Oof. Maybe Queen A6 instead of exchanging queens. There's a lot of maybes. Maybe I just have to play the opening better in the first place. Oh my god. Maybe he does play like a GM. What a nightmare. Yeah. Just lost. I just dropped a piece. I mean, I was fine. It's a draw probably after King C4. I just got done saying I've played like five international rapid tournaments in my life. No blitz tournaments. And I think I'm like a typical player. Although I've been very inactive in the last 10 years. Yeah, I would say his play is pretty good for someone who's supposed to be 2000 Lichess. He actually played 17 CPL in this game. 16 CPL and dropping. That's better than most World Championship games. You know, like sent upon loss. Like, his quality of play in this game is higher than most. Okay, I blundered on one move, but his quality of play is better than most World Championship level games, although those are usually more complicated. Let's see. So, totally a theoretical move. And now? Those are the choices of the engine. Yeah, I mean, my original plan was to play something like Bishop A6, but it's really just equal, I think. I think normally I would probably play this, but I wouldn't have an advantage. I don't know what got into me with E4. I normally don't play this. So D5 was the right move. You know, I thought about this, but I was unsure. You could see that I paused when I made this decision. Black basically played like a perfect game. Almost perfect game. Yeah, obviously I didn't see Queen B5. Kind of almost wins a piece. Uber Driver, I didn't realize you were such a tactical player. I thought you were more positionally based. Queen E4 is a blunder. Uber Driver points out these tactics. Are you using an engine? I mean, to analyze while we're playing, or do you really see that? Because I always thought you were much more of a positional based player. I would think like you would probably miss this, as I did. You know, unless you're sitting there if you're using the computer while you're watching, which is nothing wrong with that. I didn't see it because this morning. No, I don't understand. I thought you were more strategic. I don't see like one move threats before 12 a.m. You know, I'm never playing for like one move tactics. So I hung a rook. I knew King E5 was too good to be King D4 was too good to be true. Alright. Blundered a rook. Actually a knight to be exact. First game, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. I've had enough of your Rossalimo. Anti-Rossalimo. I'm slow and I'm tactically blind before at least like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But normally I wouldn't play E4. The other move here for white is knight C3, which isn't bad. My eye is twitching. It's the Moderna. It's a side effect. I had my booster shot yesterday. All the conspiracy theorists will say, "Oh, it's the vaccine. It's making your eye twitch." Rubinstein like knight of 6. You know, Uber Driver, we just had this discussion the other day. Were you here? So Nimzovich got the credit for knight f6, but a lot of sources call it the Rubinstein variation. But to be honest, you know, I've studied almost all of his games and he didn't play it very much. I really can't recall any great game that Rubinstein played with like knight f6. Do you have an example? Does anybody know a great game that Rubinstein played with 2 knight f6? I don't remember. You know, I don't remember all of his games. It's possible I certainly haven't analyzed all of his games. I've analyzed all of his games that have been published in major books, you know, but there are other games that aren't analyzed. No, I don't have anything by Kmock on Rubinstein. I just have Donaldson's 2-part book, which is excellent. Pretty comprehensive, actually. I've only ever beaten like one player who reached 2700. I think Alexander Onishuk. But he wasn't 2700 when I beat him. He was like 2660 or something. I've never beaten a player who was 2700 when I played them. You know, come to think of it, I've never played a player who was 2700 when I played them. I played a few people who have reached 2700, but never like played them when they were currently 2700. I'll have to look that up. Uber driver. Some of my games are found in opening books. Gary Kasparov's chess. What was it? Somebody made the Gary Kasparov's chess tactics quiz book or something. There was a famous game I lost in there. Oh, dude, this has got to stop. This has got to stop. No more weird questions. Why am I not a millionaire? You know, that's the real question. It's GM. Why am I not a millionaire right now? That's what you really gotta ask. Wait, it's because of chess. I figured it out. Chess leads to perpetual brokenness. A lot of reasons. Life. You learn economy now. What? I dropped out of economics. Too much math. And I wasn't really devoted to it. It's like a Tarrasch French. You got to play your bishop e5. Are you happy? Hey, it's Mary. Got to play bishop e5. He plays the Tarrasch French and the Rosslimo, so it's like the best of both worlds. Wow. Sacrificing h2 with check. Ching. I mean, it's probably like, I had an example of this the other day. I mean, it's probably almost sound to sacrifice this pawn. It takes me so much time to like take it and go back. Uwe versus Rubinstein? Really? Uwe versus Rubinstein? When was that played? That must be an awful late game. Dude, that must have been like Rubinstein's last game of all time or something. He actually lived, you know, much longer than he played, but he was basically done by that point. In the sanitarium, on his way to the sanitarium, when he studied d4, d5, c4, c5 for the rest of his life. Alright, whatever. I'm going to take this. No, if I castle, he plays g3. Then what is it? A draw at best? He traps my bishop. That's not a joke. I have to go back. If I castle, he plays g3, and he traps my bishop, and I have to sacrifice my bishop on g3, and I have a draw at best, probably. I'm lucky if I get a perpetual check. I don't think I even have a perpetual check there. I'm probably just, like, worse, you know. After castles, g3, bishop g3, pawn g3, queen f3. I mean, black's probably worse. Bellow! Oh, it's like it's a tactic from the Panov. I've done this with white. Wow. Everyone's a genius. Unbelievable. Now what am I gonna do? Take. Everyone is a grandmaster. It's true. How can everyone be a grandmaster? I'll be afraid. Don't start. Are you secretly Ripun Bansa? You're the other Ripun Bansa? Man, does anybody know what daylight savings time is? All these people that live in countries that don't have daylight savings time, they don't seem to understand. No, I mean, these guys are underrated. Like, they're not really... He's not really 1900. I mean, I don't get it. You know, he's playing like a genius. The last opponent played like a genius. He did make one blunder. You gotta watch my stream to understand. If you go to the hourly arena and play someone in 1935, they're like total idiots. But if these people against me on my stream, they're like 200 points stronger than that. Yeah, they're actually trying really hard, whereas the average people you play just like drop their pieces and don't care, you know. We used concentrate. Well, you actually concentrate. That's the point. You concentrate and try hard. Plus, they played 100 games against me, so they know exactly what openings I play. But look at their scores. I have 82 to 14, 90 to 11. I'm having a bad day today. What am I going to do now? He lost on time. But queen e4 is a stupid move. Like, he should just go to a4 directly. You don't want to give me like f5, f4 with tempo. So I assume after queen a4, white is still better. Bishop e6 is a blunder. Wow, I was winning. Oh my god, I have queen e5? I have queen e5. Wait, does that work? This actually wins. But if g3... Yeah. Gavix, of course. Gavix played for our team. He played for the Honda team in the arenas we did and stuff. But he's a fantastic Bullets player. Bullets. He became a GM recently. Yeah, I've known him for years, when he was a teenager. Well, what's up with this? This is not theory. What did I do wrong? Liko Cheshkovsky? You know, I thought about this. But Black's lost every game. all two. I thought about c4. My move is a novelty. But I like open games more. This is not as good, huh? So you have to play c4. I would expect b3. It's a normal type of position. cb, ab, bishop d6. Okay. So anyways, he missed knight c6 right away. He missed this immediate. So my queen c7 doesn't work. I have to play this. And weight is slightly better in IQP. Alright. Next game. We were lucky. Uwe Rubinstein, 1921. That's really, Are you sure that wasn't in the sanitarium? You sure that wasn't played in the sanitarium? Uber driver? Seriously, what tournament was that? I mean, post World War I Rubinstein games. He was like a broken man. Alright. The Hague. Insufficient data. So, what was the deal with Rubinstein? Like, he was in a sanitarium in Belgium or something? By the way, I forget the story. Was he in Belgium? Or where? Oh, not this again. Every time I play Gomez Garcia, we get this line now. Let's try something just e3. I just remember, like, the story was that O'Kelly de Galway went to the sanitarium and, like, played Rubinstein some like, you know, offhand games or something. That was like, he was like the last person to play him. Although Rubinstein lived for many years after that. Yeah, he had a son, I guess, but he wasn't that strong a player. Anyway. Yeah, we had a raid from Simon Williams last night, which was cool. It was funny, the day before King Crusher raided me, and then we had Simon Williams. By the way, do King Crusher and Simon Williams, are they on... It's just kind of weird that I get these two, like, English chess streamers back to back. Are those guys on good terms with each other, or are they, like... Does anyone know? Do they like each other? Do they even like each other? Simon Williams and King Crusher. So I'm playing pawn takes, g5, or queen takes. Queen takes. Simon Williams King Crusher grudge match. I'm gonna have to waste time if I do this. Rubinstein lived until, yeah, 1961. That's insane. Wow. D5 is a really incisive move. King Crusher is his father. It's like Darth Vader. I never met King Crusher in real life. But I remember clearly my games to Simon Williams. We had an English that I sacked a piece for 3 pawns. And I had to kind of scramble for a draw when he was a teenager. I was black. And then we had some... I feel like we had some... I took the wrong way here. Another player who's like a genius for his rating. Perfect opening play. I have nothing again. Speaking of grandmasters, he's 1700 in Blitz. That's crazy. Seriously, how could you be 1700 in Blitz? I feel like I've said this before, but Rubinstein was the oldest of 12 children. Who? King Crusher or Rubinstein? They're almost indecipherably the same. Stylistically. What am I doing here? My God. I'm just worse. So he's instantaneously able to play moves, but he's 1704 in Blitz. My mom is like 1704 and she doesn't even know how to play. And she's dead. It's crazy. The vaccine is making me not castle today. Yesterday, and I'm bringing my king out like in all kinds of crazy places. This is how I lost against Sumahair. I mean, Black's playing like a grandmaster too. But I've noticed that with Jay Gomez Garcia, every single opening he plays like a master. I get that with some players. It's a little weird. Then they sort of like they transfer back into normal strength once you get beyond the opening. He came 4th place in London 1922. Oh, okay. Yeah. I probably knew that. Okay, and that's when Capablanca offered to play in the match. Now, the match never happened. He should have gotten a chance to play for the World Championship. There wasn't enough sponsorship money. He couldn't raise the movie. See, now this is a mistake. You shouldn't trade your bishop pair off. But objectively, Black's still probably okay, I guess. Right. World War I messed him up. He was like broke. He was displaced from his homeland. I mean, you know, it wasn't easy. Then World War II and the Nazis started coming, you know, and obviously it wasn't easy to be a Jew. In like the 30s, he had to. Obviously, he couldn't live in Poland. In the 30s, started to be a bad place. Fatty bacon and eggs. The British breakfast. English breakfast. So rooks and bishop versus rooks and knight. Yeah, but black doesn't really do that well. No, the single minor piece ending is kind of interesting, actually. You hope black keeps a rook on. I hope I don't start growing a third eye from my vaccine. Man, yesterday my arm hurt so bad. A5. Damn, dude. A5 for who? A5? He's playing this well too. He's got 2 minutes more than me and he's 1700 in Blitz. I mean, that's a little hard to believe. Now he makes like an outrageous blunder. Wow. Rook takes d8 and I don't know if black might even be better. That's a crazy blunder. Play too fast. You had 2 minutes. If he just plays rook takes d8, I'm thinking I'm lucky if I'm not worse. And other than that, black played okay. Except, you know, I really don't think that black should trade the white square bishops if possible. What the heck? So black lost a perfectly good position. I played rook takes rook out of desperation here. I'm like basically admitting it's a draw. You know, this is like offering a draw. I've got nothing. I mean, this ending after rook takes, rook d1. White has to be careful not to be worse. Probably. I'm not going to win his pawns on a7 or c6. And my king isn't that great, and he can play like f5 and control a lot of central squares. White has to be careful. I mean, yeah, it's possible for either side to lose, but there's no way that either side should really lose this. Here, f5, f3 or something. He can play like e5, e4. Maybe black's just better. The opening was a disaster for me, though. You see, this is the problem. There's no good players in the database here. Severani Adam and Aldo Hake, okay, and Moldovan are okay. These three guys are IMs. But man, what do you do? See, check this out. My move, according to the engine, is better. E takes D is better, but check it out. He plays D5. This is like brilliant. And I should have played C5. Maybe objectively, bishop takes F6, bishop takes F6, pawn takes D5, like Hake played, but the computer says this is bad. Already I'm slightly worse here. And Aldo Heek won this position. How could you win this position for white? You're just like missing your dark square bishop. I mean, it's horrible. I'm just worse. I don't understand how the guy could possibly win that position. Alright. Morales. C5 is the best move. Yeah. No, as usual, I didn't listen to the little voice. I didn't listen to the little voice in my head that told me to play C5. I'm not stupid. I should have played that. Alright, classical chess. Hey everybody, Sunday, Simul, 6:30, CEST. Queen G5. Oh god. People play that against me, dude. In offhand 10-minute anonymous games. That's horrendous. What is that? Some sort of Eric Rosen variation? Yeah, I watched the new season of Twin Peaks from 2017. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Yeah, I've seen them all. Of course. Did you watch it? Yeah. You really weren't expecting it to be good after all those years? Something like that. To resume a series like 15, 20 years later. Art Nugent. Art Nugent's probably still around. Uber Driver, are you like 70 or something? You know all the old school players. You're like the fastest senior. You're the fastest senior in New England. You said yesterday you played 8 games with Mike Tomlinson. I was thinking about it. There's not that many people you could be. Alright. Castles. I don't know who's fast enough to be you. Castles. If you were slower, I could probably see. I don't remember. I must have played Art Nugent at some time. It reminds me of Ted Nugent. It's hard to do a series after 25 years, and it's good. It's still good. But that was cool. The reboot. I'm sorry they didn't continue, though. You know, that really sucks. I mean, it would be cool if they continued that Twin Peaks from 2017 with another series or two. Because, I mean, it felt like it could, and I don't know. It just didn't fly, I guess. The revolution in the Scotch Gambit. Here we go. But Comp says this is best. The other move is like Bishop E7. This is a novelty. This has never been played. Yesterday I looked at this momentarily with the engine. It's just bad. You know, maybe I'm lying. Maybe it was on the next move. I don't know. So Knight C3, uh-oh. Knight C3 is not the recommended move. The recommended move is Queen F3. No, Queen F3 is the main move. I don't know about C4. I don't know much. So let's say C5. C5. There's a really weird variation here. C5, Knight B5. No, C5, Knight B5, C6. Alright. So c5 it is. Wow. Seriously? That's bizarre. There's all these weird tactics. So he's basically banking on like bishop e7, knight d5, bishop d5, queen d5, queen d5, knight c7 check. But maybe he didn't listen to the stream or something. Okay. He's literally on a fishing expedition. I'm not buying this. It's very computery though. It looks like it's sound. Wow. Feels very computery. Knight d6 takes. I should have castled. Yeah. Computer variation. I fell into some sort of computer trap here, it looks like. It's another perfect opponent. Another perfect opening. How come everyone plays the opening perfectly against me? Isn't that kind of weird? What a coincidence. Okay, queen c7, knight c5, castles. Knight e6, pawn e6. I guess we'll take our chances with that. Rather than queen e7, bishop g5, and he unreels like a 6-move combination, like the engine, you know. That's what would happen if I did queen e7. He would have like a 5-move combination, a perfect sequence based on computer moves. It's a little bit over the top. No, I mean, I don't think Morales is cheating, but I do think that a lot of people here use the opening explorer to cheat. It's very, 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 very likely. They open another window, and I'm almost certain of it. You know, they're like, oh, it's okay as long as I'm not using an engine. It's okay. It's not really cheating to use the opening explorer. I'm certain that, you know, maybe 10% of my opponents are literally using the opening explorer while we're playing. Probably my weakest phase of the game is here. You couldn't, it wouldn't help you, you know, because there is no theory beyond like probably move 12. But I do feel like a lot of people who are rated like 1700 who play perfect openings are definitely using the explorer to help their opening play. Oh, of course. Rook takes. Very incisive. So let's see, knight a6. Am I down material? Perfect game by white. We still have practical chances to draw against this 2004 player. We should encourage playing from positions. You mean like starting the game from set opening positions? Do you mean in general or like on my stream? Like thematic blitz? I think far more people cheat with Opening Explorer than say like using computers. Because I think they can sort of say to themselves, well, I'm not really cheating. I'm not really using a computer. They sort of rationalize it like that. It's okay to do that. You know, that's not the same as using a computer. I'm sure that there's people who do that. What do I think about Chess 960? Yes. Honestly, I do. I do. Excel Poker. I used to play Chess 960 against certain players. And I will accept challenges in Chess 960. I did it for a while. Damn, dude. I mean, this guy is... The thing about Morales that frustrates me is that I don't understand his ratings. He's very low, like 2,000. But when he plays against me, he seems stronger. But I think I can trust him after 392 games. But if I didn't have played, you know, if I hadn't played 300 games, I would be suspicious. He's very strong for his rating. The openings gives advanced players an edge. Well, I mean, like, if I try to play Chess 960, I'm like a bumbling idiot. Let me put it that way. I find it quite interesting that my opening play in Chess 960 is like horrendous. I lose the game every time in the opening. What does that say about me? Look at this move, h3. Perfect. Just perfect. Everything's perfect. It's like the Lego movie. Dude, I mean... Too clean. There's nothing I can do. His whole position is utterly unassailable. And tactics too? My God. What? He hung a rook. So, like, perfect game until you hung a rook. No. He has 168 cent upon loss. We must have both had a very high CPL. 2 blunders at the end. So knight c3 is main move. Why did I not think it was main move? Why did I think queen f3 was the main move? What? I'm like losing my mind. This is the main move? I was swearing that queen f3 is the main move. Maybe because the computer prefers queen f3. Okay. But it doesn't. Where am I getting this queen f3 is better thing? Oh, Uber Driver. Uber Driver's move is actually number 1. No, now it's coming around to queen f3. See, that's what it was. If you let it run for a while... I thought queen f3 was number 1. But it's not. It's holding at knight c3. That's bad. I just told someone the other day to play queen f3. So this is actually best. And c5 is a mistake. There's actually games here. I don't know why I didn't just castle. Now queen f3. Wow, so this has all been played before. Mm-hmm. It's all been played before. Turov's tricky. He has a lot of special lines. I should castle there. 2400 lost this. I'm just lost. But still black has a bad position. The point is, like, bishop f4. Now I can't get this pawn. I mean, what am I going to do? I have to blockade. The best chance is bishop e6 and blockade with knight d7. Maybe black can hold this, but it's very unpleasant. Yeah. So we're in opening prep, opening explorer territory here. I have to castle first. It's the first time I've played this, to my knowledge. I didn't realize. So you have to castle queen f3. And then do some analysis, I guess. This variation is coming into fashion, but it's not new. It's like 2008. There's games going back to 2008. I mean, it was in Bronstein's 200 Open Games, but 20 years ago, I didn't see anybody playing this. You know, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, nobody was playing knight d7. Yeah, so this was like a blunder. I didn't know this was all played before. We had exactly the same game. You see here, I mean, looks like queen e7 is lights out. You know, bishop g5. If you play f6, this guy's out of his mind. I thought you could probably sack a piece here somehow. But there's nothing too dramatic. Like knight f6 doesn't quite work. Bishop f6. I was looking at queen h5 check. It's just no way I'm playing queen e7. Queen f8 is the best move. Ugh. That's pretty horrifying. Nah, Morales was prepared for me. He was prepared for me. Knight e4, queen c7, knight takes c5 castles. And now, you know, this is a very strong move. You don't just simply take the pawn, you played rook takes e6, which is the best move according to the computer. Further simplifying into a winning endgame. I thought about, like, can I play another move here to, like, knight a6 or something, but it doesn't work. I have to take this. This is terrible. You know, I'm just a pawn down and ending. Computer says +3. You've got a better minor piece, better structure, and you're a pawn up. Just over. It's just over. But all of Stockfish's evaluations look excessive, you know. But objectively, it's analyzing 20 moves deep. You know, by the time it gets to 20 moves deep, it's probably up 2 pawns, not 1, you know. I mean, that's why the evaluation is so high. 20 moves deep. Analyze every move, force variations, 20 moves deep. The last day of your sub. Time for a new one. Excel Poker, how you doing? How's Germany? Accelerated Dragon. Oh, this guy's not a subscriber, right? He's new. But that's okay. E6 is an interesting move. I could have played knight b5 there. I think Asterbate played that against me once. What's with all the unsound stuff, Uber driver? Okay, h4 is actually not unsound. Morales, actually, Turkey Farm played that against me. Not Morales, but no, h4 is known. It's played. It's not unsound. Just kind of coffee house. Yeah, we have bad weather here. No, Morales plays d4. That's the other move. d4. This doesn't seem right for black. But I don't know if knight b5 works. It just should be better for white. Knight b5, d5. Not so easy to use the d6. Yeah, unfortunately, Morales, like, every single player I play on Lichess doesn't know that variation, so I never got that far in the line against anyone else. Like, no one can even get to knight c3. I didn't even realize that was the #1 move. I thought queen f3 was book. And looks like Uberdriver's move is a move too. c4. Could I play you next? Absolutely not. Yeah, no. Although this Leon the Great one needs to re-challenge to 5+3. We take the challenges in the order I get them. There's no preference. Unless you bribe me. Exactly, Uberdriver. Great minds think alike. Bribe. Great minds think alike. Great Uberdrivers can be bribed. But I don't do any nice favors for free. Once bitten, twice shy. I've been... My naivety is gone. I no longer let people play out of order unless they bribe me with cash. Alright, what do we got? Another hour left. This is extremely unorthodox by black. Where to put the knight? I mean, d5 must be disallowed. Where does my knight go here? You could play knight takes knight, I guess. Knight takes knight, b takes, and then something like queen d6. I hate opening the b file for black though. They instantly took with a knight. Black seems too slow here. He insta-took. Why you refuse the standard 94 instead of the standard 97? It's like analyzed to death, right? Roman had it all analyzed out like 35 moves 20 years ago to force draws against computers with white. I mean, it's got to be like the most overly analyzed variation in chess, man. You know, that 94 Scotch Gambit, over 20 years ago, he literally had 20 move variations that were forced draws for white. He could draw a computer at will with the white pieces. I don't want to play that, you know. Who wants to play that? I watched with horror while my teammate Petran Pal almost lost to a 2200 a couple years ago in that Scotch 4-9 or whatever, the Scotch Gambit main line with 94. It's worse than the Gioco Piano. I was trying to analyze some Gioco Piano lines yesterday. You know, the most over-analyzed line in the history of chess. There's nothing left to analyze there. Okay, so black's lost. This was a very unorthodox game for this guy. It's not that knight e4 is bad, but it's like, it seems like it's all been like way too deeply analyzed. Whereas knight d7 is more interesting. You have to go there with e5. The castles gives nothing for white. Well, they both probably give nothing for white. But this is more complicated, I think, than castles. I mean, I don't know how to get an advantage with white against any major opening, but the Scotch Gambit shouldn't give white an edge. But equality, yes. I mean, you're not supposed to get an advantage with that opening. It's kind of like a Smith-Morrow, I don't know, you know, like a second-rate opening, that's not that bad. The Scotch doesn't give white an advantage, you know. Why should the Scotch Gambit give white an advantage? I don't know what gives white an advantage, but that's not it. Nothing gives white an advantage. The Joko Piano. I mean, the only serious openings for white are the Joko Piano and the Spanish, right? Like, I have strong opinions. But some things are more analyzed to death than others. Like the Italian game with c3 and d4 and that Scotch Gambit. I mean, because I work with Gingy, like, I mean, you know, I personally witnessed him have like 30 moves variations where he could draw computers. Like, it's crazy, you know. He had it down to the end game, man. He had the variations, like, he had like end games. He could force every single game against computers in the Scotch Gambit. Literally. Opposite colored bishop endgame or something like that. He would like raise his rating on Internet Chess Club by playing like hundreds and hundreds and thousands of games of Scotch Gambit against computers. He would like play 2,000, you know, 3,000 rated computers and draw them like with the same variation over and over and over again and slowly gain rating points or something. Yeah, the King's Gambit looks fun. Alright, I don't know what happened here. So, Excel Poker. Yeah, I don't like the knight e4 Scotch Gambit. But I think there's a pigeon on my window. I feel like, thanks Asterbait for a gift sub, wow. I never played this. I mean, I'm pretty new to playing e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. I've only played it like in a handful of games over the board. But the Petrov's just too drawish. If you want to play e4, e5, you pretty much have to play. I mean, I don't really buy the Philidor, you know, so I think you have to play. Objectively, you have to play e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and then, you know, go from there. Whether I castle, did I not castle? Do you have a problem? Did I castle ever? Thinking bets. I bet I castle in this game too. I'm gonna bet on castling. A sort of closed reverse Tory attack. Unfortunately, bishop d6 would lead to knight e5. I'm not sure if I like that. Are you happy now? I castled. I wanted to castle. Normally in e4, e5 I want to castle. I don't want to play the black side of the... But I castled last game. What are you talking about? I castled in the Morales game. Yuri Lapshin. Queen c1. Good old Yuri. He played b3, d5, bishop e2, bishop g4, queen c1 against me. The fastest ever queen c1 in the history of chess. and I lost. That was embarrassing. And it was an important game, too, because I could have won the New York Masters. They used to have these 4-round rapids in New York at the Marshall Chess Club. And I never got to play because I lived in Boston. But the one time I went, I beat somebody, beat Wojtkiewicz, and then lost to Yuri Lapshin. It was ridiculous. And in this opening with b3, bishop b2, queen c1, and he wrote a book. No, it was b4. It was b4, and he wrote a book with this game in it. Did I play the London with black? Does that look like a London with a bishop on g4? It's called the Stonewall defense. He wanted to play bishop a3, I thought, and then changed his mind or something. It's a Tory attack or Stonewall Dutch. Thanks, Asterbay, for the gift subs today. Anyone have a cure for blinking eye syndrome? When you have a nerve in your eye that keeps twitching? Maybe you need more magnesium or something. I read it's a sign you don't have enough magnesium. Any doctors in the house? Oh, Excel Poker is... He's not his aggressive usual self here. Though he's pretty positional. He's not a maniac, but this is really eccentric. I've never seen anyone do that kind of thing. Wow. You're actually a doctor? That's funny. Sleep. The doctor who doesn't sleep enough. I got my 3rd vaccination. My COVID vaccination yesterday. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. But I rarely get this sort of twitching eye. It's really annoying. Conspiracy theories. So, alright. The knight comes back. It does not threaten to come to e5. That was my issue. With my bishop on d6, he was always going knight e5. Now he doesn't have a knight to e5. So this looks better for black. I mean, he's playing really passively. Kind of uncharacteristically passive. Nevertheless, let's see what we got. It'll go away. Yeah, I've had it, every year or so. Just probably sleep related. My arm hurt really bad last night from the vaccination, so it was hard to sleep. Actually, I'm used to sleeping on 2 sides. And when your arm hurts so bad you can't roll over, then it becomes kind of awkward. Rook f1. So I feel like I don't have anything here. The queen h4 was very possibly a mistake. But let's try. Damn. I don't know. a5 and queen h4. I guess g5 is possible. It looks unsound. He has stuff like knight f3. Maybe I should just admit I made a mistake. Let's admit I made a mistake. I take it back. I don't want to go queen h4. I don't know what I'm doing. When you had your eye twitching, my doctor gave me glasses. Alright. I need glasses, but that's another story. Yeah, I mean g5 break. Chess for Zebras. Jess Zebra, you haven't by any coincidence read the book Chess for Zebras, have you? It's an excellent book, actually. Coincidentally. Oh, okay. So you're inspired. Yeah, I know Jonathan Rowson, and he's a really philosophical kind of guy, and he's into academia, and he's into more than chess, but he's a good author. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Seven Deadly Chess Sins is good as well. There are not that many chess authors who are, more than chess players, and I met him when he was studying at Harvard, and no, he's a really interesting person. And I think you get an interesting perspective when the author of chess books is, he has more depth than just chess. It's cool. I'm not sure exactly what his field is academically. I thought maybe like philosophy or something, but I'm not certain. But he's a nice guy. No, I would highly recommend those books to anybody. He thinks creatively, you can't go wrong. So I have knight takes c3, pawn takes f6, knight e2 check. Knight takes c3, pawn takes f6, knight e2 check. King h1. Queen f6, and then my knight is trapped on e2. Well, that's good news. So sadly, I can't do that. We're just going to have to try another move here. I really just want to simply get my knight. Also, bishop a3 is an issue. Excel Poker sneaks up on you. Knight takes c3, it looks awesome, but it didn't seem to work. Could I have sacked the knight? Probably yes. He has me pressured on time. I wasted all my time. So if bishop a3, I could theoretically play c5, but I guess knight takes c3, bishop e7, knight e2 check. King f2, knight takes c1, bishop takes f8. Just about to flag. But I think he could have done it. He could have done bishop a3 before. He probably wins the exchange there. So he came from a very passive position to gain the advantage. And I burned all my time thinking about stuff that never happened, and now I just end up like slightly worse. My knight is an embarrassment. Now, I could actually play like f4 and sack a pawn. This knight is embarrassing, though. It's hard to break black down. White has a huge advantage here. But it's not that easy to break through. It looks like a horrible French defense or something. I have defensive skills, I've been told. No, no, no. Zell Poker is a good player. He's a good player. Hmm. What? Man, he messed this up. I was basically strategically lost. I can't believe I let him penetrate on the C file. I was winning. But I was lucky, you know, not to lose. What a great decision not to trade queens by white. You know, he's totally lost if he trades queens. Zell Poker is he's a good positional player and very practical. This is like, I missed queen c3. I just freaked out here and like checked him like a bunny. You know what? I had a hallucination though. I had a hallucination that there was a really stupid idea behind this. I thought I could sack my queen on g2 with check. My plan was to sack my queen on g2 with check. But I realized too late that he's like controlling f1. So like I checked here. I expected him to play king h1 and I wanted to play like queen f1 check, but I realized too late that he's controlling f1. The idea was to play queen g2 check and then knight e3 check and take his queen on c4. But after this, it's probably a draw. It's a draw. He was actually winning? Wow. I'm actually lost here. What? So how does he win? I don't understand. How does he win in this position? I don't get it. Where's the win? He has a check on f8? I don't understand. I thought I had perpetual for sure. Computer says you're like winning, but why? Queen c8 check. Okay, so you can control c1 check. Let's say you take this check away from me. Wow. If I don't have that check on c1, there's no perpetual. This isn't good enough. I still don't get it though. Let's see. Queen f1 check. Bishop f8, queen f1 check. King h2, queen f4 check. King g1. And then I don't have perpetual. Unbelievable, right? You can even just go here. That's pretty scary. Yeah, I'm just lost now. That's tough to see, of course. White was totally lost too. There was a very back and forth game. But I mean, I really butchered it. I was totally getting crushed. Till you lost the C file. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We have a simul on Sundays at 6:30 CET, Central European Time. That'll be the next stream. Saturdays are off. No, you don't see this opening very often. It's a good choice, though, you know, to play this sort of Benoni on move 1. I think, practically speaking, people playing white don't really know how to play. Only more advanced players. But now you're in a Schmidt Benoni. Maybe black's best chance is like e6 right away. Did I write a book? Who? Me? No, I've never written a book. I just do like videos and stuff. We've got, I don't have the patience to write a book. The wherewithal. I've read a book. I have a good chess library, but I had to stop buying them at some point. All my books are in a storage unit. I can't even access them. I need to send them by a shipping container or something. Maybe we should buy stock in Maersk or something. With all this shipping chaos, shipping stocks. Queen b4. That doesn't look right. I can't believe you can take this pawn. I mean, that's got to be very dangerous. Do you need a good book for tactics? Well, are you looking for a book that like explains tactics? There was a good book by Curious on chess tactics that I liked. I don't really know modern tactics books. I don't really buy books about tactics. But I know older books. There was a good book by Curious, and there was a good book by Richter, I think, that I have. Those are my favorite, like, sort of, you know, tactics books that go beyond, like, just a bunch of puzzles, you know. But there's a lot of more modern ones, probably. I mean, white's just winning here. Defending e4. We're just winning the rook. Chess for Zebras. Who wrote that book? How to Become a Deadly Chess Tactician? I don't know it. Sounds familiar. Something, obviously a modern book. I'm old school. I don't see myself trapping his queen. What are we gonna do here? Bishop check. It's not allowed to put links. No, I don't mind. I don't mind. It's not disallowed. I just caution people not to click on random links that people put in. I don't totally ban links. You can put a link. You just ordered your first chess book ever. Nimzovich is my system. Starting with the classics. Man, imagine if Chess Excel Chess had Excel Chess. That'll be your new name, Excel Chess. Imagine if Excel Poker had studied chess books. How good he would be. Princess Chess 64, good morning. I honestly don't know what to do here. Can't find a move I really am happy with in this position. Not trapping his queen. But what about rook a1? Why don't we do this and just take on a7? I think this is probably best. I just take the pawn and try to attack him. Because that I'm stuttering like an idiot, but that square where like bishop a5 check's coming in now, formerly unassailable, looks kind of strong. Now he stops it, but I'm also maybe freeing my knight, you know, objectively. Freedom. So what's the material here? I'm up a clear rook. Then trading queens would be alright. Queen c1, queen a1. This is getting a little dangerous. I honestly didn't mean to trap his queen. It was a complete accident. A complete accident. Alright. But I thought forever on this move. Rook takes a7. Or rook a1. But I mean, is that the best move? Murray Chandler, Chess Tactics for Kids. Yeah, it took me like, how long did I spend on this move? A minute and 45 seconds to find rook a1. And it's not, and rook a7 is not even the best. Okay, this threatens to trap his queen. Some tricky stuff. But this is not bad. Alright. Yeah, that was not a good opening by black. Thanks for the game. No, I recommend playing like d4, c5, d5, e6 right away. Maybe try to play the Franco Benoni. Rather than knight f6 where you're like transposing to some sort of Schmid Benoni, which isn't as good, I think. What is going on here? Yeah, alright guys, I gotta go. I just realized I have another appointment. I'm gonna have to abort this game. Alright guys, so I gotta leave earlier than I thought. I'm gonna have to take off. Have a great day, and we're gonna be back on Sunday. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Sorry, GM Sean. I gotta run. I will see you guys on Sunday. I gotta run. Alright, thanks for a suggestion on the chess book. We'll catch you guys later. Take care, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for joining us and for the gift subs.